I'm not saying anything. I refuse.
What? You refuse to say anything on your report?
Well, no, the daughter here. I'm not gonna repeat it. How was your weekend? Good? Not bad? It's all right, just fine. Man, you go on a tournament anywhere?
Yeah, I had a college.
Oh, cool. Where's that?
Where I practice at.
Neat. We're at in Philly.
It's like 20 minutes. It's not like quite in Philly. It's 25 minutes past the town.
Oh, so you're not even close to Philly.
Like 20 minutes.
Yeah. 20 minutes with traffic? No way. There's no way.
I forget what this company is called.
My girlfriend's sister always says, I'm from Philly. No, you're from Phoenixville. It takes you about 45 minutes with traffic to get into the city. Well, no, without traffic, sorry. With traffic, it's like an hour and a half.
30 minutes go play Cafe. That's what I practice for. I had to go to a Friendsgiving with a bunch of adults and their children. There was all little girls under the age of 6, and there were like 6 of them. It was crazy.
You can only imagine the parties you have here. Hey kids, what's up?
Yeah, no, it's always.
They were all like jumping on me.
Hmm?
They were jumping on me and kicking me, and they all wanted to sit with me. And
That's awesome.
I was just too clean.
That's how Hoover's kids are with me.
Brother,
Yeah, because I can talk their lingo
didn't you say you like instigate them to get in
all,
trouble?
all the time. I love it.
I'm sure he appreciates that.
Mhm. Get them going, rev them up right before bed.
It's so easy to get kids riled up though.
Oh, yeah. I know too often.
Yeah.
Too well. Me, I shaved. Wasn't much of a beard. It was like patchy, real patchy.
Looking more professional these days.
Oh,
Just
jeez, thank you.
Oh,
Huh? Peyton,
I'm trying to grow one, but I just can't.
whatever hair is on his chin.
it's chinny chin chin.
Okay, can't help it like that.
Oh, okay.
Just trying for that.
Ew. I just like to say that Peyton has black feet and Keegan's book.
Why? They're over, I guess they can hunt on the land next to me. And I was on the top of the roof yesterday taking down my satellite dish because I don't need it anymore. I just stream TV. And go figure they come. And I'm on top of the roof and I look down. Oh, here we go. Now Peyton knows where I live. And my cat got out of the house, and my girlfriend's chasing a cat around. And we have like stones in the back behind her house. She didn't have shoes on, so she's like, "Oh, get back here!" It's kind of funny. So they're laughing at her. She's upset, and yeah, it was a mess of a Sunday.
So they were bullying your girlfriend.
Yes, unbelievable.
Did you get the cat back in the house?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord.
You gotta keep some slides by the door.
Yeah,
What?
something.
I think Peyton, the girl, is just afraid that I'm going to.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, here we go. What is gender stratification? What does that mean? Leah, go ahead.
Gender stratification is the social ranking where men typically have higher sizes than women.
Yeah, good job. So it's like a social hierarchy, right? And we talked about a few examples with that in our society, especially. Ever really since the industrial age, it's been more of a patriarchy. I mean, even before that as well, as women didn't have the ability to or opportunities for office or political office or education, even the workplace, and through different activist movements, even World War I, women finally gained that opportunity after the war, after a lot of these activist movements. So yeah, patriarchy, good job. And we talked a little bit the other day on Friday about examples of obviously president. There hasn't been a woman president. Almost, right? Almost with Hillary Clinton, but did not happen. Even with political offices, businesses, we talked about gender discrimination and how that may affect obviously not the equal pay within some industries, some businesses, and really just how that is affected. There was a study done in Israel actually about if there's a teacher in Israel, like if he was presented who was a female, who was a male, him grading the exams, grading their their test results. If he didn't know, and actually women perform better on the exam in the education, but if he did know, for some reason, males actually came out on top, which is pretty crazy to think about. It's like, really? Wow, okay. And they just kind of did like a blind study in a way, like a double blind study of who was actually receiving the grades, if it was female or male. And it just goes to show, like in societies, even today, that there is gender discrimination and stratification. Good. All right, good job. Patriarchy, what does that mean? Chris? Okay, all right, good job. So males at the top. And like I said, there's, I mean, pretty much almost in every, almost not every, but almost all countries, Western views, this is the case. Patriarchy is the top, right? Even in some religions, they don't even view women as these roles of God, the creator. It's mostly men. And we talk about entertainment, right? Entertainment, a lot of these superheroes, and, okay, these people of maybe athletic abilities. There's a reason why men's sports, okay, are more viewed by, more viewed than women's sports. And there's a study done, like a survey of maybe if you can name the WNBA teams. Do you think anybody could label them all? I couldn't. There's no way. There's no way. What about you, Leah?
I don't watch sports in general.
Oh, okay. So that doesn't work for you. What about you, Roy? You're a big sports fan.
I don't even know one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, label what?
I don't watch-
Women's
I don't-
WNBA, well, WNBA
I
teams.
play 2K, so,
Oh, yeah, they're involved, right?
the Aces,
So when you're playing a game, are the women's abilities the same as the men?
I mean,
Will LeBron get stuffed by, let's say, Kansas Parker?
oh, no,
That'll never happen.
oh, no. Like, you can't really combine, so it's like separate. You can't play WNBA team against actual NBA team. But like, I just for fun, like, how it is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, feels different, like,
Okay.
but like,
What's Chicago's team? They just won, right? I think they won.
Chicago.
See, I don't know.
No, it's Chicago.
Let me look it up. It's bothering me now.
Isn't it Breeze? I don't even, it's not Breeze. Yeah, I know.
I think they won the, I think. Chicago Sky.
Sky. See,
I thought it
Breeze
was.
here. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Anyway, that's a great example, right? We're all stumped here. We had no idea. And when they had their parade for winning the title, there was literally like just people walking by like, what's going on today? I don't know. Like they actually interviewed people of, actually if they knew what the parade was all
I'd
about.
be so mad if I.
Yeah. Yeah, and the pay inequality as well. And I think we talked a little bit about Megan Rapinoe or Pino. I don't know how to pronounce her last
It's
name.
like different for like soccer.
Yeah.
Because like in Europe, it's the actual men's team for the soccer league over there. They have an actual women's team. So it's not like a different team.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, yeah. So again, it's a good example. Matriarchy, what's that? Free? Yeah, good job. Are any examples in the world today? Actually, some indigenous tribes and other areas in the world, mostly some cultures in India. What's that? Yeah, that's a good example. Wonder Woman, the Amazon. Yeah, what's their? I forget their world. What they're called. Their dimension. I forget what it's called.
I thought it was just the Amazon.
Is it just the Amazon?
They're called the Amazonians. So.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, that's a great example. I love those movies actually. I don't know. I didn't like the second one.
I don't like
This first one's better.
I don't like.
The second one was kind of weird with that, like
Yeah.
Predator,
Cheetah?
like it was a cheetah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
You didn't know her from the comics?
No,
She was actually, yeah.
You never watched Mark?
not Wonder Woman.
Not the OG.
I've seen 2 superhero movies. That's it.
Okay, just one term, socialization. There we go. Socialization. What's that?
You should have said it when you said only one.
I know, we already went over these ones.
Go to your-
Guess which one?
The last one on the list.
It's the last one here. Got some more reasons. What?
I mean, can I can get a
Good,
reach
I
right now.
told you,
I am-
don't think.
I'm definitely.
Should I have that? This one, I had sushi yesterday. I hate the cucumber in it. It's gross. And avocado.
I asked, I
So I'm
went
trying to
to,
figure it out.
I love all
yeah,
this.
we went to one of the Japanese places. I thought I ordered sushi, but I ordered sashimi, whatever. I had to eat raw fish.
Oh, I like the tempura, where it's like,
Yeah.
what's
Do you
up?
think Peyton actually did this?
Huh?
Do you think Peyton actually did?
Probably not. What?
Did you ever go to sushi Masa?
That's where we went yesterday.
Yeah.
It's closed and like you can't go in, but you can get a takeout. I used to like the buffet.
What's that?
I only can eat like 3.5 rolls. I love like 8. It's crazy. I was watching, like, geez, I'm sweating. I'm full watching you eat that.
We're just food centered.
All right, here we go. So what is socialization? What does that mean? What do we got? Leah, go ahead.
Process beginning during childhood by which individuals acquire the values, habits, and attitudes in society.
Yeah, good job. Good job. So again, there's a big connection with childhood experiences, okay, and with the idea of nurture. We talked about nature versus nurture, right? What does that mean?
The idea of being raised for certain qualities or being born.
Yeah, are you just born with these traits, these personalities, these characteristics, or you learn them over time? You gain this this type of learning and cognitive development through obviously nurture. Okay, so that's the big debate with psychology and sociology. You take me for psych next semester, we'll talk about the same thing: nature versus nurture. And I already talked about what David Reimer. What was his story like? Was that more focused on nature versus nurture? Yeah, nature. Good job. Right. And we talked a little bit about how that was gender realization. Okay. And how poor David, when he was getting circumcised, it burned his penis pretty much off. And his parents tried to raise him as a girl. And it didn't work out just because of hormones, testosterone, because he was a male. And obviously went through a lot of hardships growing up. And through the 60s and 70s, it's not like today where people were more recognizable and understanding of a different type of transgender and different types of, I guess, say, movement in that direction. So again, he went through a lot of different issues growing up, which kind of relates the nurture, right? And how his childhood was kind of geared towards being a woman, but it didn't work out. And unfortunately, he took his life in early 2000s. All right, here we go. I won't have you do that activity. Don't worry about it. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about a unique story. Well, here, let's just talk about socialization, nature versus nurture again. Socialization, the process by which people learn the attitudes, values, and behaviors appropriate for members of a particular culture. So again, we talk about this in psychology a lot, and there's many different stories about children that were grown up and maybe in the wild and didn't have any type of social interaction, and that they're given a name feral, okay, and how they don't have any type of development or cognitive ability. And we'll mention in psychology with the workings of the brain, the left hemisphere, it's important that children are around people that communicate, that talk, that share cultural experiences and stimulate the brain, really. And with synapses, does anybody know what a synapse is? Neural communication, neural connection. Leah?
No.
Okay, so this is like the idea of when you perform an activity or any type of task, you form these neural connections within your brain. And the more you perform that activity over and over again, these synapses occur and create connections amongst neurons. And if you perform that task over and over again, you have more bundles, you have more synapses connecting neurons together, what makes it seem that you can perform these tasks without thinking of it. Okay, Madden, right? Swinging a bat. Can you just go up without thinking? You just go up and do it? Yeah, it's like second nature, right? And that's a good example of how these synapses occur. with a certain example of her name's Genie Wiley. She didn't have any type of social interaction when she was born. So 6 months, her father secluded her in a room, closed her off from the rest of the world, even closed the blinds to her room. So she never seen sunlight. She never obviously seen it at all. And it was to a point where she was strapped to her, almost like a kind of like a potty, like so she could just defecate or urinate whenever. And she didn't have any type of social interaction. And the father did this because he lost his mother in a car accident. And for some reason, he wanted to try to seclude his daughter, maybe for protection. No one really knows for sure that this won't happen again to him where he has a severe loss within his life. So he really placed her in a room. The mother was blind, so she really couldn't escape. She really didn't, she kind of knew what was going on and understanding what was going on, but she didn't have the ability to run out or escape or tell anybody about what was going on. And this case came out in 1970. Really, for 13 years, this child had no communication at all. And there's no synapse occurring within the left hemisphere. So she couldn't communicate. She couldn't really perform any daily activities or any basic skills or motor movements. And it's a sad story, really, of how nurture plays a huge role in the development of a child. Is there any questions on that? So we'll talk a little bit about this.
I heard like a similar story. I don't know about the family, like their parents that had, like,
Yeah. Hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of examples of this. There's many movies about this as well, and even cartoons. You guys ever hear of Tarzan? Yeah, George of the Jungle grew up with going to forest in the woods and trying to socialize him, trying to relate the social experiences with him that he never witnessed before. And again, they try to poke fun of how society is compared to, let's say, a person that never experienced this before. But this is a really sad story, and she's still alive. Not really many people know exact her location, but over time, it was actually amazing how they build connections with her. She understands how to properly live, so just the basic functions of living, life skills. But for the most part, there's no way she could communicate with someone. She can associate different types of things with objects or pointing at, let's say, an object to communicate her thoughts and feelings of a certain instance. But again, no connection really to her father. Obviously, she was abused by her father for a long period of time. The father would come in and grunt at her to try to communicate, and it was just a sad story. But this is a good example, like I said, of the nurture aspect within sociology. All right, so you guys ready to watch the film of it? Okay. That's really all I have for today. I just wanted to introduce this, and kind of, we talked about the nature aspect with David Reimer. Now we're getting into the nurture aspect of